Hello everyone, I hope you're doing well and that you're having a good day. Welcome to this video which talks you through the assignment 2 information. I really wanted to make this video because there are quite a few documents in there and I wanted to really make sure that you know where you've got everything and you know what to find and you know what to do. So at the moment we're in the assignment 2 answer book folder. There's a few documents from here I want to take you through, and then there's a couple of other folders I just want to show you briefly. So off we go. The first thing is that you are in this folder because you're probably about to start your coaching practice, your 12 hours of coaching to get this ILM Level 3 qualification. The idea of assignment 2 is it's support for you. Everything that you write is for your learning, for your reflection, for you to be able to see how your coaching's going. So there are some very specific documents that you can use, you can fill in. I really want you to see these documents as something that is useful for you, something that is for your own benefit rather than thinking so much that it's something for us or for the ILM. So let me walk you through each of them. Firstly, you have this document, which is the Coaching Client Diary. The idea of this document is you have 3 diaries, one for each of your main coachees. In here you will put in some information in each of the boxes, client's initials, not full name, so you can keep it relatively confidential, and then you get the opportunity to elaborate in all of these boxes, thinking about the initial engagement with your client, talking about how you started setting this up, what was the agreement, and so on. And then you write about, confirm the contract, the fact that you've sent some paperwork, and more of that anon. Here you start to write a bit about your coaching and about how the model that you use, the structure that you use, whether you use the T structure or the outcome structure or another approach. That's really all you need to do here. In addition, for each coachee, for some of your coaching sessions you will have filled in some self-reflection forms, but it's enough detail here for you to be able to explain how you're working with each person individually. You have the opportunity to do a little bit of analysis in here. So that's the Coaching Client Diary. 3 of those please, one for each main coachee. The next document that you will review, you'll look at, is your overall log. And what the overall log does is it gives you a place to write, just in headline form, about each of your coaching sessions. So for each of your coachees, your main coachees, but also any one-offs, we ask you to fill in this paperwork because it gives you the opportunity to do a bit more analysis. You can talk about your preparation, a little bit about the coachee and what they brought and what they committed to. But these 2 right-hand columns are probably the most important. This is where you can start writing about each session in headline form, what you did well, what you're happy with, and perhaps some recommendations for yourself, some things you'd like to have done better. If you do this for all of your 12 coaching hours, filling in all of these forms, it gives you the opportunity to, in one place, get a sense of how your coaching is going and the themes that are coming up, the things you're consistently writing about in the what went well column and also the even better if column. So that's your overall log. Third document for you to look at is the tutorial and supervision log. For this qualification, you'll be having some tutorials, some one-to-ones with me or one of the team. You'll have mandatory to have 2, but you may have had more. And you'll also have peer supervision and buddy type of conversations with fellow coaches on the course. We encourage you to use this log to write in summary form about each session, about what you learned, what you brought, and what's useful. It's a really good way to record in one place some of the more reflective learning that you're doing. There's a block here for writing about your tutorials with us, but then there's also a block to write about conversations you've had with fellow coaches in training. It's a really nice bit of learning that you can do to really encapsulate some of the things that you want to remember. So that's the third document. There is also in here, I won't open it now, but you also see there's a checklist really, just for you to use to go through to make sure that you've got everything done. Go through that checklist just before you finish this assignment 2, before you send it off, make sure you've got everything covered. Other folder in there. I'm not going to open it now, but there are some examples of some assignment 2 diaries and logs, and you'll see that some people didn't elaborate loads and loads and loads, but wrote enough to pass, and some people wrote absolutely loads. You can take your choice, right? As much as is useful and is practical for you. So this is the majority of the work for assignment 2. There are a couple of other places that I want to direct you to. You've probably come across them. The folder 6, where we keep the self-reflection forms. For this assignment 2, we do ask you to fill in some self-reflection forms on your coaching sessions. So there are 2 main ones. Form 1 is the one that you'll be using most of the time, and then form 2, the assessed one, is the one that we ask you to use when you are starting to get near to those 12 hours and you want your coaching to be assessed. The other ones, 3 and 4, they give you more detail about what the level 3 standard is like. We would have already sent them, and they were in your information for participants, but so they're worth looking at. Why I'm mentioning this now is because part of this assignment 2 is sending some of those self-reflection forms in. If you're sending them in during the training, whilst you're sending recordings, that's absolutely fine. If you want to send them all in one bundle when you finish assignment 2, also, that's fine. And there is a feedback questionnaire for your coachees, and we do ask you also to ask your coachees to fill in a questionnaire just once, just at the end of all of the coaching you finish with them, and include that in your assignment 2 paperwork. It's a really nice thing to do, because it's a really nice to be able to read and to see what your coachees thought about your coaching. So that's all your self-reflection forms, folder 6. And also, you will need to use folder 5 for your coaching practice, because what this gives you is all the paperwork. All the paperwork you need here, so you'll have there the documents that you'll send to the coachees, a contract and a code of ethics. We've got some email templates that you can adapt, things that you can use to be able to keep the communication going with your coachees. You know, something to accompany the contract, something before each coaching session, something after each coaching session. I've written them, so please feel free to rewrite in your own style. And there's a couple of questionnaires that you can use again to send to your coachees before you start the process. In terms of exactly what you need to send and when, this little document, Guidance on Communicating with Coachees, that's in folder 5, is a really useful document, because we map out, we say here at the beginning, when to start with your first coachee, and we talk about what to do at each stage, which email to send, what paperwork to send, what to send at each stage, all the way through from when you set it up, all the way through to after you finished, and even a year after your coaching has finished. So use that as a checklist. So what I've shown you, I've taken you through the assignment 2 folder with those 3 documents to deal with, and I've also given you a little look into the self-reflection forms folder, folder 6, and also the coaching practice folder, folder 5. I hope that we've laid it out in a straightforward enough way so that you can see the essence of what you need to do. If there's anything that's not clear, please do ask. Please do check in with us. We're more than happy to help. And I really hope that you are able to use this assignment 2 paperwork as a way of really learning and understanding about your coaching. Coaching is a skill that you can analyse, it is a skill that you can observe, and this paperwork is here really to support that. It's not there as some sort of demonstration of evidence to the ILM, it's a way of you working on improving and seeing how your practice is going. So I hope this helps. We really look forward to reading your assignment to work as and when you work through it. Enjoy that. Have a good day. Happy coaching.